Welcome back to Behind the Box. Today we're going to be doing a review on Cat Rescue. So, this was sent to us by Board Game Exposure's. Full disclosure, we've not paid for the game, but that won't impact the quality of the review. And this is a prototype copy, so things that we show you are subject to change.
So, Cat Rescue is a cooperative game for 1 to 4 players, where the aim of the game is to help find homes for as many cats as possible. So you'll be doing this by collecting cards and using them to build sets on the grid of cards on the table in front of you. Once you've got a set, the middle cards of the set then flip face down, and that represents that they're ready for adoption. But to actually get them adopted, you've got to push them off the board, and you score points because they've found their forever home.
Right, we'll quickly just get out of the way our one and only issue with this game, the grid. So it's a 4x4 grid, and the way that you mark the corners are with little plastic cubes. At first, when you've not got a lot of cats filling this grid, it's a little hard sometimes to just sort of keep track of where exactly they are in relation to the grid. And so we found that as the game progressed, it was easier to do, but it was a little bit tricky at first. I think what we're going to probably do is make our own grid that fits cards in a 4x4 grid, and then there'll be no problems. But that's the only thing. Other than that, we absolutely loved this game. It was so light and refreshing and pleasant to play as a cooperative game. It reminded me a lot of the first times we played Hanabi.
Yeah.
And figuring out that puzzle. And obviously Hanabi has like a really interesting communication puzzle. This doesn't really have that, but you do need to work together and coordinate every single move. It's so important that you play it correctly each round.
Yeah, because, for example, the way that you play cards, you're either playing from your hand, which is the foster home, or you're playing from the street, which is the face-down deck of cards that you've got there. And if you play from the foster home, that means the next player has to play from the street. So you really do need to be thinking about that, thinking about the order that you need to place the cats in front, what cats you need, and whether you should take from the street or from the foster home.
Yeah, the reason that that's important is because in your own personal foster home, you can only ever have up to 2 cats. If you would have to take a third, that triggers the end of the game. And you might not have gotten that far into it and not got that many points yet. And so you don't want to do that. So you need to be coordinating, you need to be communicating. Another really cool thing is that anytime you actually place a card into this grid, you choose one of the 4 directions and one of the rows or columns, and then you push every cat in that row or column the direction that you're going in by 1 cat space. Anything that falls off the edge, like you said, if it's face down, you score it as points. If it's face up, it goes into your foster home, which is why it's important to communicate. Cool thing is, you get a little card that actually indicates which direction that you pushed from. The next player then can't push from that direction. So let's say I push from what is my right going left. This person now might push just down, which would be my left going right. So then you move that card to the other side. The next person then can't do that, but they could do what I did. But it just means that you can't just do this non-stop. Okay, let's just everyone push in this direction for 3 turns to get the cat that we want off the edge. You need to work around that, and that sort of spatial puzzle.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those little games that are like little plastic things. You've got to move the little squares around, and there's always one space. It's similar to that, and I always loved playing those as a kid.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. Now this is just in its last few days on Kickstarter, so if it sounds interesting to you and you want to go check it out, definitely go do that now. Don't waste any time.
Yeah.
All the information, Chris will make sure that you've got it.
Yeah, Kickstarter will be in the link down below, the Board Game Geek page, and our own social media as usual. Now, if you've played this game or if you're backing it, then leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think. But until the next one, we'll see you soon.
Bye.
We're going to bring you a review. Hey, we're going to be bringing you a review. God, I feel like I just go.
It is really hard to say bringing you a review.
Bring you a review.